Okay, let's take a look at this present value problem, and we're going to solve it in two different ways. First, we'll solve it using what I call the discount factor or tables approach, and that's where you're given a table of information that tells you the present value of a dollar, and you can use that by plugging it into a formula to calculate the present value. And then we'll solve it using Excel, which is my favorite method of solving time value of money problems. Okay, so first, using the discount factor table approach, we've got a future value, and we'll assume that the future value is 4,850,000. Okay, and using the discount factor approach, we calculate the present value by taking the future value times some discount factor. Now, we have to be given the interest rate and the number of periods involved. So in this case, it's 8% is the interest rate, and we're going to discount that future value amount that's 20 years away. So that's what 20 stands for, number of period in years. The interest rate is given on an annual basis in this example. Now at the bottom of the screen, you can see I have the discount factors. It's a table giving us the present value of a dollar. And let me put that on the screen so that we can find the appropriate discount factor. Okay, so I moved the table up, shrunk it down so that we can see we go across to the 8% rate, and then we go down until we hit 20 periods, and that's the factor we need. That's 0.21455. Now, the number may go on for more decimal places than that, but we've got 5 provided, so that's what we'll use. Okay, so if I put the discount factor right here into cell B6, now we just simply use that formula right there. Take the future value times the discount factor. Hit the F2, you can see I'm taking the value in B2, the future value times the discount factor, and I'm getting a present value of 1,040,568. That's the answer. That's the present value of 4,850,000 discounted to today. This would be a future value 20 years from now. Now, let's look at how we would do this in Excel. We have the same information, 4,850. We've got an interest amount of 8%, number of periods of 20. And so what we can do is use Excel's present value function. Now, I have the answer here, but let's go ahead and recreate the answer. So we type in equal present value, hit the left parenthesis. I usually come up to here and hit this button at this point, so I get this nice pop-up. Then you have to tell it, well, where's the rate? Well, the rate's given in cell E4. Okay, bring that back down. What's the number of periods? The number of periods is 20. Okay, is there a payment? There's not, so we could either leave it zero, make it zero, or leave it blank. And then the future value, and it tells you is the future value of a cash balance you want to attain after the last payment is made. All right, so if I put the future value in at 4,850 and then hit enter, what I will get is a negative number. And the negative number, by the way, is the same number as this with the exception of rounding, right? 568 versus 559. That's pretty close. Now, you may be asking, why is it negative? That's because Excel, in using time value of money, Excel treats inflows as a positive number and outflows as negative. So if we're going to get 4,850, 4,850,000 20 years from now, we have to give up the use of 1,040,559. Well, that's not exactly what we want. We want the present value stated as a positive number. So the easiest way is to edit the formula and just say, no, I want to know what's the present value worth equivalent to 4,850. So if I enter that as a negative number, then we get the positive number. Okay, and that's all there is to calculating present value of a dollar if we were to use Excel.